Alright guys, we are continuing on with Clarice being spelled trouble by Lauren Child. We are now on chapter 18, which brings us ever closer to the end. So chapter 18 is on page 175 if you follow along with a copy or anything else. Otherwise, if you don't have one, don't stress it. Otherwise, guys, just get comfortable, grab something to drink or eat or something to do. Maybe you're going on a walk or something, but get comfortable and let's get right into it. Sometimes you just have to let people be mad until they stop being bad. Until they stop being mad. Chapter 18. I am missing the last week of school as a punishment. I have to go back to school the next day, though, to collect all my stuff for summer vacation. Mom comes with me, but she waits in the playground. I don't want her to come into the school. The first person I have to go and bump into is Robert Granger. He says, "Hello, Clarice Bean. It's a shame you got in trouble and aren't allowed to be in The Sound of Music because you had one of the main parts and I thought you were really good and it's going to be a really good play." I say, "I don't doubt that, Robert Granger. The Sound of Music is for drips." Oh wait, I doubt that, Robert Granger. The Sound of Music is for drips. I don't let him see that I am utterly disappointed and I am missing something that was the thing I was most looking forward to. What's true is, at least I will not have to be in the stupid spelling bee. I can't help thinking that it's kind of funny that the only tricky word that I managed to learn how to spell has ended up getting me in some very big trouble. Because if I hadn't known how to spell the word rhinoceros, then I wouldn't have known that Carl Runberry didn't. And that I would never have known he was the one who wrote it on the wall. And if I hadn't known it was him who was going to get in trouble, then I would not have stood up for him. And if I hadn't stood up for him, I would not be in big trouble myself now. It just goes to prove that I always thought, that spelling just causes all kinds of problems for people. I have to go and collect my summer vacation work for Mrs. Wilburton, and she is just as you would expect, not exactly nice. Then I go to see Mr. Washington to say goodbye. He is going back to Trinidad. He is sitting on his desk reading something. He looks up when I go in and he says, "Hello, CB, how are you doing today?" And he says it just like nothing at all has ever happened. And I say, "Okay." And I sort of shrug because things are not okay. And he says, "Yeah, I know." Then he says, "Well, what I really want to say to you is I have read your story and I think it is really very good. You seem to manage to get people just perfectly, almost as if you were taking notes. If you have taken notes and written down exactly what they say, I reckon you are going to become an excellent writer one day." I say, "But Mr. Washington, I can't even spell the word excellent. How can I be an excellent writer if I can't spell excellent?" Mr. Washington says, "Spelling is not what makes you a writer. Having something interesting to say is what counts. You know what? You are someone who has always been something interesting to say. You are someone who always has something interesting to say, and also, CB, all the studying has paid off. You have a wonderful vocabulary." Then he pats me on the back and says, "This will all blow over. Just have a good summer." I say, "Mr. Washington, I think you are a really good teacher, and so does Betty Moody, and I have really enjoyed your lessons, and I have learned a lot, and have a good summer too." And he says, "That means a lot, CB, and is exceptionordinarily." I wish that word was not in here. It gets me every time. But nice of you to say so. And we say goodbye, and I go to get all my things out of my locker. And when I get to my locker, there is Carl. He's been waiting for me. I say, "You're supposed to be in class. You will get in trouble." He shrugs and says, "Thanks for not telling Mommy. Sorry I wasn't talking to you and for saying you weren't my friend." And I say, "Don't mention it, kid, because I know that's exactly what Ruby Redford would say." And then he runs down off the corridor, and then he gets to Mrs. Wilburton's classroom. He does this impression of walking on trotters, and then he's gone. I close my locker, and I go too. So like the trotters. I am not allowed to see Betty Moody for one actual week, but Mom says I may talk to her on the telephone. So, later, I give her a call, and she tells me how Grace Grapple won the spelling bee. She says she thinks Grace was given all the easy words because everyone felt sorry for her because she was on crutches. I say it wouldn't surprise me. Betty says it was obvious that Carl Rumberg should have won it because he knew how to spell onomatopoeia. And who knows how to spell that? Onomatopoeia sounds like onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. Oh yeah. Means a word that sounds like its meaning. Whoosh, buzz, ping. I say yes, it sounds a bit like a caterpillar. Then Betty says, by the way, I know you didn't do it, Clarice Bean. That was really nice of you to not tell on Carl, and he said no one has stuck up for him before. And I say, but Ruby Redford would never ever tell on Clancy Crew. I was only doing what Ruby Redford herself would do. And Betty Moody says, you're right there, CB. That is the end of chapter 18. It was super short, but chapter 19 is, not terribly long, but we're going to leave that for now. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys continue to explore and adventure, and I will see you guys for the next one. Bye.